So, welcome back, guys. It's Mike Frank with Frank Oliver and Company, coming to you today to talk a little bit about debt to income and can I buy a house with student loan, auto loan, past loan, house loan, or anything else that might come into the way of buying a home with your debt, right? Now, mortgage companies are going to look into a lot of factors when considering a mortgage loan. And they're going to look at things like your credit, your debt, your credit score, your income, your verifications of assets and employment, right? They're going to look at your bank account transactions and other things that might prevent you from being able to qualify and make a mortgage payment. But ultimately, the question is, can I buy a house with student debt? Can I buy a house with outstanding debt or any kind of bad debt? And the answer is yes. Oftentimes, more far than not, there's ways for you to hurdle these objections. Like, let's just say you bought a house and you had to foreclose, or you went through a bankruptcy or a divorce or some other sort of proceedings that prevented you from being able to make your mortgage payments. Well, typically that would say that you need 7 years to clear those kind of things, or 3 years to clear those kind of things. Well, the government has exceptions for all of these things, and student loans are no different. So as you consider the most important transaction in your life, the first thing that you should do is sit down with a mortgage lender and figure out exactly what do I qualify for? What do my numbers look like, and what's that going to create for me? When you're looking at student debt, they're going to be taking a value of that debt. They're not going to be saying you owe $100,000. They're going to be taking a small value. They're going to be calculating it into your debt to income ratio. Now, debt to income ratio, for those of you that failed math, very, very simple. How much debt do you carry? How much income do you have? And what's the ratio therein? When we overlay that with the government standards of FHA, conventional, VA, USDA, and the other types of loan programs, it's going to be very, very easy to figure out what do I qualify for. So typically people think I can't buy a house because I have student debt. I can't buy a house because I have a bad debt or an old debt. I have an auto loan or some other reason that's preventing them from buying a home. And ultimately the answer is no. You should be able to purchase a home with any allotment of debt. As long as your credit factors are in worthy categories, you're going to be able to create an opportunity for yourself to overcome that DTI. Right? Now, calculating the ratio is going to be very, very simple. And again, let's use the example of a $100,000 student loan debt, and that's your concern, that's your frustration. They're not going to penalize you with $100,000. Well, what if my loans are in forbearance? What if my loans are put off because I work for an entity, a government, a nonprofit, that's allowing me to put off my loans and not make payments? Well, the government's got a set up system for that as well. So they're going to take a portion of that student loan debt, it's a ratio of the total amount that you owe. They're going to put it into your debt. They're going to take that with your credit cards, your student loans, your bank statements, your auto loans, or any other outstanding debts that you might carry. They're going to put that into one category. They're going to then turn around and say, hey, what's the income that you have? And you're going to say, well, I drive for Uber on the side. Okay, that may qualify, it may not. Well, what do you do for a normal job? Oh, I work for this company. W-2 employee, I earn XYZ. They're going to take that income into factor. They're going to create a ratio therein, and they're going to qualify you for a mortgage loan. It's very, very simple. Now, some of the things that people often forget is that they're leaving out expenses. They're leaving out debts. They're leaving out income. And all you want to do is sit down with somebody that you trust to say, hey, are you forgetting anything? Child support, 401k, retirement options. These are all opportunities to create income and debt accordingly, to raise and affect that availability and the purchasing power that you might carry. So as people wonder, do I have enough credit? Do I have a bad debt? Can I buy a home with student loans? The answer is yeah. You're going to be able to find a way. With the right mortgage lender, they're going to work with you to create a plan. It might take a month, it might take 6 months, or it might take a year. But ultimately, all of these things are doable. And one of the things I'm the most excited about is sharing with you guys a loan program that's specifically designed towards student loans. So we have that coming up next week. Tune in real soon. And if you don't already, subscribe to the link below. PM us if you have any questions. DM us if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for weekly content. Also, check out our social media pages. The links are in the description below. See you next week.